My name is Harold Rivers. I was 76 the night I watched my wife die. For most of my life, I fixed boat engines on the Maine coast, a man of grease, salt, and silence. Not that I hated talking exactly. It's just some things are best done without it. Like fixing an engine. Talking just gets in the way. Unless you got someone like Louise, though. Now, she understood how I spoke without speaking. Yeah, she knew when I needed a hand, when I needed a word, when I needed to be alone. After 53 years of marriage, she could read me like the tide tables. That last night in the hospital, they wheeled Louise into her room and I went after her, holding her hand as the machines betrayed me. Beep, beep, bap, beep, beep, bap. I had fixed hundreds of engines, but not this one. Finally, she looked at me, a ghost of a smile touching her lips. Faint, forgiving, final. Then she was gone. When I stepped into the corridor, broken, I heard my son's voice. Cold, confident, already speaking to the nurse like the future was his to arrange. "The DNR, of course," he said. "No further intervention. Just keep her comfortable. Thank you." When he turned to me, I could see the triumph in his eyes. No. Worse. There was no triumph. Triumph would have been a smile, a handshake, maybe even a hug. Instead, there was only a cold finality. It was then I realized he wasn't there for my wife or me. He wasn't there out of love or concern. He was there to take charge. The next morning, the house was too quiet, too empty. Her absence echoed through the rooms like a phantom limb. Her scent still lingered. Every corner whispered memory. Then my son arrived. He laid a folder on the kitchen table, papers already filled, signatures waiting. Power of attorney, transfers, arrangements, everything a son should handle when his father is grieving, except the signature wasn't his, not yet. He took a seat, steepled his fingers. "Dad, you need to sign these, right away." I picked up the folder, heavier than its contents, formatted, legal ease, businessman format, exactly what my son had brought last night. "I'll get back to you on this." He nodded once, twice. "Of course you will. I know you do get tired of working on the boat, Dad. You're getting older." Getting older. Was that all I was to him? An antique like the tools in my basement, or the boat in the yard? My gaze dropped to the worn floorboards, each dent and scratch telling a tale older than my son. How many of those tales had he heard? How many summers did he spend listening to the rhythm of hammer and wood, learning the language of the sea? Or were those years spent on the mainland in boarding school too good to remember? "How can you ask?" My voice cracked. Older. Yes. Tired of working. No. I had a job to do, bills to pay. What else was there? I felt a tremor in my chest, a hollowness that threatened to consume me. If I signed that document, where would I be? What would I do? The questions hit me like waves, knocking the breath from my lungs. Who was he kidding? I was getting older. I had seen enough winters to know how fast they came. But signing that document, that was forever. He gave me a pitying smile. "You really shouldn't worry about such things, Dad. Leave it to me. I'm good at these things." These things. What was that supposed to mean? Leave it to him. He was good at it. Did he think I was incapable? Too senile to understand the gravity of signing that paper? Rage surged through me, hot and sudden. I slammed the folder on the table. "Don't mistake me for a fool, boy. Don't think I don't know what I'm doing." I stared at him, searching for understanding, finding only disdain. "These papers, they're not right." He rose, towering over me. His face was a mask of impatience. "This isn't a game, Dad. Stop playing the fool, please." He didn't need to say it. I knew what he meant. Stop acting like this won't affect you. Stop acting like your feelings matter. Stop acting like you're still captain of anything. Sign the papers, old man. Accept your fate. Fate. Wasn't he the one who wanted to decide my fate? Didn't he want to be in control? Then let him earn it. Let him convince me, not command, not demand, but convince me. Then he tried a new tactic, a softer voice, tentative hands on my shoulder. Dad, it's all right. We can talk about this. You just need to rest. Rest? How could he do this to me? To us? Hadn't we shared stories, laughter, dreams, fears, hopes? What did he know of me? What did he know of our life together? Of my life alone? I shrugged him off like a troublesome buoy. Don't touch me. Don't try to trick me. Trick him. Me? Was that what I sounded like? Trick him? He was the one who had tricked me for years by believing in me, by depending on me, by thinking I could fix anything. I had always told him I was ordinary. I was never a hero. Yet he had looked at me with reverence, with pride, with admiration. I had looked back at him, guiding his hands, showing him the way. I had taught him everything I knew, hoping he would surpass me. Clearly he had. He surpassed me in deceit, in callousness, in cruelty. And now he stood before me, victorious, triumphant, ready to bury me and claim my legacy. But I wouldn't let him. I wouldn't let any of them win. Days passed. The house echoed with emptiness. But I found solace in the silence. The sun climbed higher, the tides shifted, the seasons turned. One day in the attic, I found her letter, typed, simple, direct. Don't let grief make you silent, Harold. Speak in the ways that count. It was her voice, reaching from beyond the veil, reminding me who I was. Who I was. It wasn't the quiet man. I reached for the phone, the rotary dial, 6 numbers, familiar and comforting. He wouldn't expect this. James Walcott. We had worked on cases together, fighting for fishermen's rights against the oil companies. James had a heart for the underdog and a nose for justice. I told him everything, my trembling hands clutching the receiver, pouring out my story. He listened patiently, occasionally murmuring words of encouragement. By the time I finished, my voice was hoarse, but a new resolve had entered me. He suggested I gather everything, her notes, the hidden authorizations, the scribbled warnings, meet him at his home. First chance I got. James's house sagged with age, but his mind was sharp. Together, we built a storm out of paper. I revoked authorizations, filed objections, reclaimed my name. Every stroke of my pen was a battle cry against erasure. As I read through the mountains of paperwork, I found more. Much more. Hidden depths to my wife's actions, motives, methods, meticulous and pervasive. Was I truly unaware, or had I chosen to be? Why hadn't I noticed earlier? What had I missed? What had I ignored? Had I been too trusting? Too blind? Or was this a carefully orchestrated performance? Questions swirled within me, taunting, accusing, demanding answers. My son thought I would surrender quietly, that I would sign away my life without a fight. He had mistaken my stillness for weakness, my silence for submission. He thought he could erase me, but he didn't know me. That evening, James and I walked the length of my driveway, the papers rustling in the wind. Behind me, the house sighed, a long, slow breath. I turned, my steps hesitant, and pushed open the door. Inside, the silence felt different. Not empty, not weak, but mine again. My son had mistaken my stillness for surrender. He was wrong. I didn't sign his papers. I burned his notes. And when the house exhaled with me, I understood. This was no longer about the walls, the roof, or even the land. It was about my voice, my dignity, my existence. They wanted me erased, politely, legally, permanently, but I will not go quietly. Now I still watch over my harbor. The seas my constant, the waves my confidants. Sometimes the sun dips low, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, mirroring the turmoil within me. I feel her near, her spirit anchored beside me. Occasionally, a gull cries out, its harsh cry echoing the turmoil within me. But mostly there's peace, a gentle rocking, a soothing rhythm. and I find solace in the endless horizon, knowing that even in the face of loss, hope endures. Each sunrise is a testament to resilience, each wave a reminder of life's ebb and flow. Here by the sea, I found my strength, my purpose, my peace.